it's important to have a database and what to do with it. But I'm going to give you a little bit of taste of what tools do we provide, because it can be a little overwhelming of, well, where do I put these people? Do I put them on an Excel sheet? Do I use my planner? Do I use pen and paper? If you have a system that works for you, great. But if not, I'm going to show you a couple of things today that you might find useful. So I'm going to do a screen share. So if you can't see it, someone unmute themselves and holler at me. And you can also feel free to unmute yourselves at the end and ask any questions. Okie dokie. So, all right, so as far as McColly goes, you guys all have a McColly email. Obviously, you're more than welcome to forward that to another email if you want to. But the reason we give you one is 1 for branding, 2 for security, because we have the 2-step on it, and 3, it leads to all of our tools. And by tools, I mean the main one is going to be your nice email. You have Google Contacts. So Google Contacts will sync to your Moxi Engage. And we'll talk about Moxi Engage tomorrow when marketing comes on to give you a closer look at the tools. But if you log into your McColly email, you're going to see the grid on the top right corner by your little picture and the McColly logo. If you open that grid, you're going to see contacts right there. What's nice is if you're emailing back and forth with a buyer or a seller or even a lender or a participating party, you can click on their name and add them to your contacts right from there. But if you're starting from scratch, you might not have that opportunity. So we're going to go to contacts. And then once you open Google Contacts, you're going to have 2 options. A, you can either create a contact, a fresh contact, which I'll show you on the next page, or B, if you maybe are coming over from another company, or if you have your Christmas card mailing list, you can import the CSV, which is just a fancy word for Excel file. If it makes you nervous or you're scared of messing it up, we can set up a Zoom or a Google Meet and do it together, because it does have to be in a specific format to work on Google Contacts, which we have in file downloads, or if you text me or email, I can send it to you. So you can either create the contact or import a list. To create a contact, when you click that, it's going to be super easy, guys. First name, last name, email, phone number. If you are really into mailing and you want to have all those addresses in one place, you can add the address by clicking the Show More button. Now, once you go in and create all of your contacts, what are you going to do with them? So it's nice to have them organized, and you may have people in there, like let's say I have the managers on here. Well, I don't necessarily want to send them my holiday campaign or anything like that. So I'm going to organize my database. I also have a lot of out-of-town folks, so I maybe want to have one that is my sphere of influence or database locally, and then maybe my overall sphere, people who might send me referrals like I had in Ohio, and then I've got one that's pending in Texas right now. So you would click Create Label, and it's going to be right at the bottom there under Google Contacts. And once you create your label, you'll name it and save it, and then you can go through your people. You can checkbox a bunch of them at a time and put them on that label. So for simplicity's sake, I called this one Sphere, for Sphere of Influence. And now that you've added your people to that label, what are you going to do with it? Well, one, the cool thing is the labels will translate over into Moxi Engage organized. So if you put, you know, your sphere of influence or past buyers or past sellers, and don't overthink it, guys. If you just want it to say sphere, that's fine, but that label will translate over to Moxi Engage, and you don't have to do anything. But what you can do if you went through the time and created the label is now you're going to have an easy way to send a mass email to your sphere. So if you're hosting an open house on Super Sunday, if you go on Connect and you see that there's a coming to market in Lakes of the Four Seasons and you've got a lot of people in that area, you can take that coming to market and you can send a blind carbon copy. The reason I would do BCC up here is so that way they don't see the other people, you know, who are in the email. So it'll be more sincere if you do the blind carbon copy. And you can let them know, new listing coming to market in Lakes of the Four Seasons, affordable buy level, on a lakefront lot, call me, you know, tell your friends, whatever you want to say. And And the big ticket word here, guys, or 3 words, is coming to market. Zillow doesn't have access to this. The realtor at XYZ Real Estate that has 5 listings, they don't have access to this. Only you do, and your McColly agents. And to clarify, it does not have to be your listing. So some people are wondering, well, I don't have any listings right now. What am I going to tell people? How am I going to stay in contact with them? You can do this, weekly, daily, twice a week, whatever you want to do. And your database is going to start seeing that you have access to, as Nathan would call it, the freshest fish. So before it's on the market. And then I am not going to get too in depth on this. Oh, I think we have a chat. Let me open up my other screen. I will check the chat box when I can, when I'm done screen sharing. I'm not going to get too in depth in this because marketing is going to go over it tomorrow. And it's also what I put out on Connect yesterday of the couple of things you can do right off the bat with your database in Moxi Engage. The first 2, which I would recommend you subscribe everyone to, if they don't like it, they can unsubscribe, would be neighborhood news, which is a monthly zip code report. If you want to set everyone up, let's say you're a Cherville agent and you want to set everyone up on 46375 because you don't want to go through all, 50 of your people individually, you can do that. They're going to get a report for 46375 once a month, but right at the top, it's going to say edit zip code. And that's all they would press to change it if they want to switch it to Cedar Lake or something like that. So that's neighborhood news, branded to you, monthly market report, or there's the just listed, just sold emails tied to your MLS number. Every time you get a listing and every time you sell it, your database will get an email from you automatically, all branded to you. Remember, any leads or anytime they contact you through that or click the contact form, we do not take anything from that. We do not charge for that. So there's a little sample of what each one looks like. So there's the neighborhood news on the left. When you would scroll through it, it would show you our median home sale prices. Are they up? Are they down? Is inventory up? Is it down? Days on the market? Is it up? Is it down? So it makes all those graphs, and your face and name would be at the bottom. And then this nice clean email of the just listed right here. So let me stop screen sharing and look at our chat box here. Corey, let's see, okay. Corey Kale, when we label them in Gmail contacts, do they just refresh in Moxi the next time we log in? Yeah, so I found it takes about 2 to 3 minutes. So I've sat with agents before and we've created a label, and then we've gone ahead and gone on Moxi, and it'll be organized in there.